Hi everyone.
Hello.
Just let Naomi back in. So I'll start and then everyone will eventually join us. So welcome everybody for attending tonight's first Pilbara Women in Business online. I hope you got your platters delivered by Blanche if you're living in Karratha. Jodie looks like she's enjoying hers. So before we start, I'd like to firstly pay my respects to the traditional owners, the Nulama people on which we stand tonight, past, present and emerging. I'd like to also thank Woodside and also Chevron for sponsoring the Pilbara Women in Business. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to hold these events. So thank you, Shona. Also, basically tonight, our topic is women empowering themselves. So tonight we have got the beautiful Kylianne and we've got Alex Todorovich.
Hi guys.
Fisher. So Kylianne is from Move from Mental Health and she'll be discussing her topic, followed by Alex Todorovich from Boss Business Coaching, and then Tanya Fisher is from Maxima. I hope I said it right. Did I say it right, Tanya? No, but you'll let us know.
Maxia, yeah.
So firstly, I'd like to hand it over to Kylianne. Also, just a bit of housekeeping rules. I'm going to mute everybody except for the speaker. There's also a chat box down the bottom, and if you'd like to ask any questions, feel free to ask questions, but we're going to go around the room after everyone's spoken. Has everyone also received Women Empowering this, whoops, I never get the camera out, Women Empowerment in Business? Did anyone get that sent through to them? We'll send it through to you if you haven't received it. It came through email today from Christina's email.
Can I just say, I just tried to open the attachment before and it's trying to make us sign into Christina's Google account.
Oh. Okay.
It didn't come through in his attachment.
I'll send it again if I can, Caroline. I don't know if I've got your email address. That's the only thing, but I'll see what I can do in the meantime. And I will now hand it over to Kylianne. So thank you, Kylianne.
Hang on. Mute myself. I got muted just now, sorry. That's okay. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys before we get started and make sure that I'm happy with how it looks. So bear with me.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to go back to the right one. Okay, can everybody see that okay?
Yeah.
Yep, awesome. Okay. So, hi everyone, my name is Kylianne Farrell and I'm from Move from Mental Health here in Karratha. I'm not sure how many out of towns we have joining us tonight, but welcome. Today we're going to be talking about cultivating curiosity to overcome adversity, which I think is such an amazing topic to discuss in the current climate that we're going through right now. A little bit about myself is, I'm trying to move here. So a little bit about myself. I run adventure trips and surf trips down the southwest coast of WA here. I take groups of women, mainly I've had a few token males come with us here and there, which has been amazing as well. But I essentially offer up these adventurous opportunities for people to be put in a position of challenge and adversity in order to find strengths within, overcome challenges, creatively problem solve through getting out in nature, immersing themselves. And this whole journey I'm going to take you on with my presentation tonight is really based around what I've learned on those trips from both my own personal journey and then those who have shared this experience with me. Stephen Pressman from The Artist, he's got a book called The Artist Journey. He puts it beautifully and I really resonate with the way he puts the journey to overcoming adversity. And it really resonates with how I conduct myself and my work through Move to Mental Health and how it was born. So it's about, you know, we experience something, we suffer, we learn, and then we bring what we've learned as a gift to the world. And essentially that's what Move to Mental Health is. So Move to Mental Health was born out of my own personal journey from a 19-year-old girl being diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety. I was really beat down at that time. I was having suicidal thoughts, which I've had over the course of my life. I'm now 32 as of 2 weeks ago. And I've also, as an adult, been diagnosed with a neurological disorder, ADHD, which has created such chaos in my life. And it turns out that severe depression and anxiety was a comorbidity to that disorder, which makes so much sense looking back. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because it's brought me here. It's brought me here to talk to you guys about this incredible topic and raise awareness for the power of movement, connection, play, exploration, and adventure in the journey to recovery, or to reduce the symptoms of mental illness, of a coexisting mental diagnosis that you already have, or boosting mental well-being so that we stay in that realm of good mental well-being, and we have those coping strategies to pull on in order to stay in that space, and it doesn't move into disorders and conditions. So when we talk about, you know, women empowering themselves, I really, really felt called to sharing this message with you, because it's about protective strategies and protective factors that we can put into place so that we can bring our gift to the world, which is what we're doing through our work and through our business. And Beyond Blue put it perfectly and beautifully on their website, that protective strategies and factors is what builds us up personally and positively. And it gives us the tools and the skills to cope with challenges. And so then if we look at risk factors, the risk factors essentially are what chip away at our mental health if we don't have these skills and tools in order to get on top of them. So things like stress, this isolation for a lot of people, and the significant challenges that businesses are facing, small businesses in our community are facing, they are significant risk factors to putting us in the poorer mental health category. I've seen mental health continuums sort of put in a linear sense, where we have good mental health, or really good mental well-being, and we have poor mental health, and where we sit, where we have, you know, we're heading into having a mental health condition. And I recently came across this new way to explain it. So essentially what we're looking at here is that, you know, we all have periods throughout our day even where we go up and down that mental health continuum. You know, things when we have environmental factors like stress, that's going to push us down into poorer mental well-being. But with good strategies and tools and skills in order to cope, we can bounce back with resilience back into the good mental well-being space. I like the way that this is put here, as you can see on there. You know, we go up and down, and we want to sort of stay within that green space. That's good mental well-being. That's someone who has really good scaffolding around them in terms of support and coping strategies and protective factors. You can see with the curly lines that go up into the red and the blue. So when we're looking at chaos, I guess you could sort of see that as anxiety and panic. And when we're getting right up into the top there, where people are getting stuck, you know, that's where we're seeing people really needing to go and see a professional and go and seek help in order to get, you need some type of therapy that's going to help you get out of that space. And then when we look at the blue part, we're looking more at that depression and that side of the scale as well, where we can also become stuck and it's really hard to come out of. I am lucky enough to have been in both ends of that continuum at multiple stages of my life and throughout my day, because that's my reality. That's what I live with. Unfortunately, I haven't been cured. It's just a journey to recovery. And I think that's a really beautiful way to put it. And again, I wouldn't change it for the world, because that's why I'm here with you guys today. So if we look at protective strategies in the way that Beyond Blue talk about it, you know, we see things like strong support networks. If we're looking at this isolation situation that we're in now, a lot of people have had that rug pulled from underneath them. You know, a lot of people who use connection as a coping strategy are forced to be inside their home. And that's a big deal for some people, and they haven't been able to bounce back from that resilience. Going into the workplace with you guys, you know, if they've been having to stay home and going to work and being with you guys as part of their coping strategy, again, they may be dipping their toe on the poor mental health continuum. We see, positive sense of identity. These things are built out of, I see people fostering that within exercise, because that's my background. I'm a PT, I'm an ecotherapist and a counsellor. So physical well-being and health and positive sense of identity and coping, problem solving strategies and skills, these are all in my wheelhouse of things that I help people really build that scaffolding system around them. Something that's really, really important, and some of you have done my mental health first aid courses that I deliver in town, is the hope for future and recovery. And that's a really, really big piece of this puzzle when we're talking about good mental health. Positive attitude to help seeking. Again, we see this big block and barrier to help seeking in terms of professional help seeking or seeking out good coping strategies. And like us here, access to support is something that is sometimes not available. So having good access to support and knowing what's out there is, again, another coping strategy. And there's so much in between there, but we don't have enough time to delve into that. But so you can ask me questions later if you have anything. So what I really want to bring to you today is something that I've been gifted on my journey. And it's around how curiosity and cultivating curiosity has allowed me to always dip back into that good mental health continuum, into that green box in the middle. And I'm going to explain how it works and how you can apply it. It does sound really woo-woo, but it's not. Anyone that's done a hike with me or a surf trip, I'm looking at you, Caroline, people who have, experienced this firsthand, and I've witnessed it. So this is all backed up by science as well. Okay, so my gift to you tonight that I want to give you is, getting curious about challenges and how to use adversity to go from blockage and rigidity to a bridge. Or an analogy that I like to use is, every challenge that we face and we overcome is like a building block, and we're able to stack them on top of each other, so they end up sort of like stairs, and it helps us get to the next stage of our life that we're meant to be at. And we're talking about women in business or men in business. We are here, we are in our roles because we are deeply passionate about it most times. And we are delivering our own hero's journey, our gift to the world. So it's so important that we're in good mental health. People who are mentally well and are able to stay somewhat within there are the people that change this world. So creativity and play is curiosity in action. If we think about children, you see them so amazingly problem solve in their just play that they do. There's no expectations. You see them come up with these amazing strategies to overcome any challenges, whether they be imaginary or real. And as we grow older and we become adults, we lose a little bit of that. And so by using curiosity, we're able to delve back into that space and really use it to overcome whatever is thrown our way. And I'm going to share with you a really amazing quote at the end, but it'll make sense this next line. So, by using curiosity, we're slipping into that place of limitless positive possibilities through viewing our challenges or adversity through an alternative perspective. So powerful. So what's really cool about curiosity and about challenges is I'm a true believer that life happens for you, not to you, is that we are always somewhat in control. We are always able to make choices. We may be at a disadvantage because our bodies we're sometimes biologically conditioned to react to a stimulus, said challenge or adversity in a way, whether it be conscious or subconscious. So in our rational mind, we may know that, that doesn't make sense for me to react that way, but we're still having that sensation and that reaction. And that's okay. But if you notice that's a pattern, that's something that needs to be dealt with a professional. That's something that may not be able to be overcome with a coping strategy or a protective factor. And we see that a lot with trauma and such things. So we look at curiosity in these two things. So we use curiosity to move towards the challenge. There's an amazing book, I wrote down the name of it if you want to write it down, by Angela Duckworth, and it's called Grit: Why Passion and Resilience Are Secrets to Success. It's amazing. It has so many. I can write that in the notes afterwards. Everyone's madly trying to write that down. But it's about that resilience and that grit, and it's about building a bridge over challenges and enjoying the process of learning from whatever's been thrown your way as well. So we're leaning into challenge. We're moving towards challenge. And with my my hikes that I offer and my surf trips, that's really about providing a safe opportunity for people to be challenged, to lean in towards challenge, to be guided through adversity, and to be supported through whatever comes up for them during that 7-day, 5-day surf trip, 7-day multi-day hike. You know, I'm all about just continuing to make the challenges build, and we see lots of breakdowns and blisters and all kinds of things that people need to overcome. But with that as well is that people with resilience, they are not just people that just get on and just keep going all the time. They're people that are willing to make a plan. They're willing to look at the things that could go wrong, make a plan, and that takes a lot of the fear out of what they're facing as well. So we see that with the hikes, and we help cultivate that on the hikes and the surf trips as well. So our brains are like Velcro for negativity. They're like Teflon for positivity, and they're like Velcro for negativity. So we are all about, as the human race, we see it all the time, not everyone obviously, but we like to avoid fear. We like to sometimes choose to stay blocked because that's all we know. We choose to stay in that rigidity because we don't know what to do next. So we like to avoid fear. Now, there's a really good reason why we have a flight, a fight, or a freeze response. But if you're finding that that's being triggered in a workplace and you feel like you need to punch an employee in the face, or want to run away and never come back, it's probably not a great coping strategy. And again, that's maybe something that needs to be looked at. It's not a survival situation. So there's reasons why we have it, and we need that as human beings in order to survive. But if we're finding it's becoming blockages, the things that we want to do and moving forwards, and that's when we need to look at it and seek out a professional. I have to move your beautiful faces so I can read my slides. So how can we cultivate curiosity? So in the research, they talk about cognitive reappraisal processes and how it can fundamentally change the brain. The amazing thing about our brains is that we have the power to use neuroplasticity, try and say that after a few ones, which I haven't had, by the way, neuroplasticity. So we can actually change the wiring of our brain and how we respond to stimulus. So challenge, adversity. Dr. Justin Colson, who's actually an amazing researcher and in the parenting space, he has this awesome quote that I've got here. When we are curious about something, we are engaged in doing something. So we're not being caught up in the feeling. We are developing our strengths and our competencies, and we're learning and growing. In the face of adversity, curiosity fuels development and insight. So essentially, we're moving from block to bridge. Pretty powerful stuff. So this is how I explain the cognitive reappraisal process. Number one, get curious. Saying something like, oh, you know what, that is really interesting. So acknowledging what you're feeling. It's okay, and this is the thing, I don't want to dismiss how you guys have been feeling or how challenging any adversity you are facing or have faced in the past has been. That is not what this is about at all. It's just to empower you, hopefully, with a new perspective. So when we're stuck in the feeling, we're in the amygdala in the brain. It's that very hard to rationalize and take action. So by acknowledging and naming what you're feeling and what's going on, by going, oh, that's interesting, and either writing it down or saying it out loud or acknowledging it, we're moving away from the feeling and we're moving back into the prefrontal cortex, allowing us to take action, allowing us to rationally think about what's going on. And then we reframe. And this is my favorite part. So it sounds woo-woo, but it's not. We focus on the lesson and not the problem. okay? So sometimes life is thrown at us and it's something we need to learn. It's like, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I create from this? So we're taking back control. We are back in the driver's seat. Our hands are back on the oars. So when we take action, then we take action to bounce forwards with resilience. So the brain is an amazing thing. You know, it's taken a really, really long time for you to condition the brain to react to a stimulus or an adversity or a challenge that way. It's taken a lifetime. It's unfair to expect it to change like that, you know? So it takes repetition of this cognitive reappraisal process or reframing process in order to change those thought patterns so that it's your go-to, or you can easily divert from the negative thought patterns or dysfunctional thought patterns back to something like this that helps you reappraise, helps you reframe what's going on, and helps you get back into control of the situation. So let's look at this in practice, and I'm going to use my own isolation experience. So one thing that's a big trigger for me is feeling trapped, particularly feeling trapped here because it feels really isolated and remote from being down in that beautiful place that you can see on the screen. Lots of green, lots of blue, beautiful ocean that I don't have to deal with the tides. So that's okay. I make the most of it here, obviously. So what I've seen in isolation, I have had lots of ups and downs. I've definitely been in both sides, red and blue, of that continuum that we spoke about, not so much in the green for a long period of time. But as I started to embrace it and I started going back to simple coping strategies, getting out in nature, connecting with my kids, it's like I've had to get to know my kids and my husband again because I was so caught up in being busy that I was missing out on so much goodness from connecting just with my family. I don't know if anyone else has felt that. I mean, yes, it's been incredibly challenging, obviously, but I am so grateful to be able to get back to simple with my relationships. I've been getting a bit of sleep. I've been going to bed at like 8:30. And for anyone that knows me, like I'm like a 11:30 plus sort of gal. You know, I'm like a night owl. So I don't know if I'm either exhausted. I'm sort of feeling like I'm less stimulated and my sympathetic nervous system is dampened down and I'm able just to let go, relax and go to sleep a lot easier. I'm having way more guilt-free playtime, which is getting out in nature. I'm having the space to reevaluate, reconnection, like I said, and then I'm having these amazing opportunities to share because all of a sudden what I know is valuable and people need to hear this. So I would challenge you guys to think about what has this experience given you. We know what it hasn't given you. I mean, we could all talk about that. So it's giving me some feedback. All right, and then this is the last tool that I can give you to take away. It's the power of green and blue space. So it's the use of nature to create a positive change in well-being. So focusing in, using mindfulness in nature, and ways that you can do this is going to a space that you feel drawn to. Take the time to focus on elements in nature. Take the time to actually focus in and see the details. So you're taking yourself from out here where things are big and overwhelming and you're just going back into the present. And that's such an amazing thing to do because this is transferable over to normal life. And it's not woo-woo, as I've said. It's about externalizing problems. It's about taking it from the internal, externalizing it, and you'll start to notice details that weren't once seen, and you'll start to see these pretty amazing metaphoric lessons. Anyone that I said that's been on a hike with me can 100% attest to this, and they may have been the most logical thinkers in the group, but they have felt this and seen this, and it's creative problem solving essentially. So in practice for myself, I was drawn back to the hills. I was being drawn into the ocean a lot. I've been drawn back to the hills because I haven't been able to paddleboard as much because I've got the kids. So, you know, some of the lessons I've learned by being drawn back to the hills at sunset is despite the chaos, there's always beauty. So for me, that's always looking for the lessons, looking for the silver linings, not getting caught up in the negativity because really that just keeps me stuck. That's not getting me anywhere. That's not helping anybody. The ecosystem is self-organizing. So after that cyclone and getting out the back of the hills, I don't know if anyone's been out there, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, but it's full of life. There's so much green, there's so much vibrant color, it's amazing. And so for me, the mind and the body will always find a way to function no matter what we feed it. So we can still function if we're dysfunctional. So it's about finding the positive coping strategies and positive things to feed our self-organizing system, which is the human body and mind, in order to function better. And then sunset is my favorite. After darkness always comes light. You know, this is the sunrise I'm talking about now. And then I guess with the sunset, it's just always a reminder that, hey, I'll be back. You know, it's getting dark right now, but, you know, give me whatever it is, 8 hours, 10 hours, I'll be back and there will be light. There's always a duality to life. Yes, there's negative, there's always positive, there's always duality. Life cannot, the world cannot operate without it. This is the amazing quote I wanted to share with you. So by replacing the fear of the unknown with curiosity, we open ourselves up to an infinite stream of possibility. We can let fear rule our lives, or we can become like childlike with curiosity, pushing our boundaries, leaping out of our comfort zones and accepting what life puts before us. That's an amazing philosopher from way, way back, Alan Watts, and it's so relevant today. When I found that, I was so excited. You know, I've got goosebumps reading it to you now because it just sums up beautifully the message I wanted to give to you guys tonight. So my takeaways for you. I want you to move towards challenges. Angela Duckworth talks about it in her book, Grit. We know it's coming. We know there's challenge. Avoiding it's not going to do anything except prolong the experience. To move towards the challenges, lean into those challenges, you know, bring it on, bring on that uncomfortable, whatever it is. And you can practice that in exercise, you know, you can keep pushing yourself and it's comfortable. It's going to end because it is going to end. Nothing can go on forever, up and down. Expand your boundaries by using curiosity. Expand the boundaries of what you think you could do. Find those strengths within, call upon those, see them in a different way. Get outside, get out for a hike. See the perspective, use curiosity, play, and creativity to move forward. And always focus on the lesson and not the problem. So if you wanted to keep in contact with me, you can take a screenshot of that one now. I've been having time to put up all the things I'm researching and finding, which has been so epic. So yeah, I'm putting up lots of goodness on my Instagram and Facebook pages. I just really wanted to quickly just say that this is a skill that can power every aspect of your life. So I think we have this notion that business sits in one pillar, personal life sits in another, adventure and whatever else sits in another one. That is not how life operates. You know, balance is ebbs and flows. It's, you know, we spend a lot of our life, or that we have a lot of life in our business and in our work. So what you've learned tonight is completely transferable across all areas and aspects of your life. Okay, and I definitely did not want to dismiss anybody's challenges. I just hope you'll be able to take something away from tonight. So thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Kylianne. That was fantastic. So afterwards, we'll ask questions with Kylianne, Alex, and Tanya. But now we are going to move on to Alex. So, how you going, Alex? You need to unmute yourself. I'll do that for you. Done. Oh, no, you did it.
Did it myself again?
There we go. Yeah, got
okay.
it.
Real good. Okay, and I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. So I'll just go to, sorry, can everyone see that?
Yep. Down the bottom right-hand corner, there's a play button where it will just show that screen.
Okay.
Yep, there we go.
Cool. Okay, so hi guys, my name is Alex Todorovic and I'm the founder of Boss Business Coaching. And, you know, thank you for the opportunity to talk today. So obviously I'm going to talk about being empowered in business. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry, just hold on. Being empowered in business is being able to run your presentation. Hang on. Why is it moving? Oops. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so basically today I just wanted to touch base with how you can become more empowered in running your business day to day, and what does that actually mean? What does the word empowerment mean? So let's start the presentation. So I'm just going to go over what is the definition of being empowered, how do you become more empowered, the role of education and doing business plans, and you know, how you can set goals to become more empowered, and identifying training opportunities to skill up. So a little bit about me. I'm an accountant, chartered accountant with over 20 years experience, and I've been working predominantly in male sort of dominated industries, but I've been so fortunate in that time to be able to have people who have supported me to develop my career. And also when I started my own business, I had amazing female mentors around me who were there to support me to ensure that I was able to be successful. So it's very important. So I thought this picture was quite important. It's showing how women can work together to support each other as they climb up the ladder of business. Obviously, being in business is a journey, and you can't get there without working with other people supporting you. So I think this is sort of very symbolic of where we are today as females, working with each other, supporting each other's businesses, and helping each other reach our goals. Okay, so I was sort of like looking around to see what is the definition of being empowered, and for me, it's the process of gaining freedom. Is the process of gaining freedom and the power to do what you want or to control what happens to you. So, you know, when you're empowered, it's freedom. So whether it's being empowered to be able to make the choices that you want to make, being empowered to deal with circumstances or challenges that come your way, or being empowered through having financial stability, which enables you to make choices that you want, not that you need to make, which is quite important. So let's have a look at how do you become more empowered in business? Well, I think it's super important to have a strong female mentor. Being in business can be lonely, it can be challenging. And so having a strong female mentor to support you and encourage you and keep you accountable, which is also important, will contribute to you feeling more empowered in life and in business. You know, when you have support, you know, when you have people who can give you good advice, it's going to help you on your journey to being, you know, a successful businesswoman, which is, you know, very important. I think another one that's really important when looking at being empowered is being true to you. You know, being clear on your vision and your mission in business, you know, being true to yourself and not comparing yourself to others, I think is really important. You know, everyone's got their, you know, sort of passion to bring to the, you know, to the planet. And I think it's really important that you don't compare yourself to others, and just be true to yourself. Be very clear on what it is that you want to create in your business, and, you know, make sure that, you know, you can create a business that you absolutely love and be proud of, and that is also financially rewarding. And I think the other thing that's also really important is setting goals. Setting goals allows you to not only be clear on what it is that you want to achieve, but it also helps you stay on track. So, you know, success looks different for many people. So it's important to make choices that sort of align with your vision and your mission. A little bit nervous. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so nervous. I haven't done online presenting like this. Usually you can't shut me up. Anyway, I'm just a human. So, okay, so how can you become empowered in business? It's really important to look at learning financial literacy. You know, financial education is a tool to become more comfortable and more confident with managing money in your life and in business. Understanding financial literacy is going to help you be able to make good financial choices, you know, making sure you understand when you get into debt what that means, being able to manage your cash flow, being able to, you know, also even set prices which are deserving. You know, I think many business owners, especially women that I talk to when I'm coaching them, they always say, I feel guilty about charging, you know, this type of money for my service. And it's so important that you value what you do and that you charge accordingly. So you've got to have that, you know, sense of confidence and sense of self-worth that what you do is actually worth what you charge, and don't be afraid to charge, you know, what you're worth, basically. You know, so don't feel guilty about it. You know what value you provide. So I think financial literacy is a really important step in being able to charge accordingly. And, you know, it's also super important to have really rock solid business plans. You know, if you've got a vision and a mission, you've set the goals, you know, having business plans will give you the clarity and the direction to be able to get to your end goal. So it also, especially right now, it's super important to have a look at developing new business strategies and new business plans. Don't be scared to shake things up. I've changed my business model, and I'm going to be starting a mastermind, which is for female entrepreneurs who want to grow a business online. And that's been a shift that's happened through COVID-19. So I think through uncertainty, there's always opportunity. So don't be scared to try new things and go out of your comfort zone and just, you know, change your strategy. It's really important, you know. So right now, I think the way things are, I don't know if business is going to return to what we remember prior to COVID-19. So it's now is the time to actually sit and have a look at your business and go, okay, what can I do differently? How has my customers' needs changed, and how can I service that customer in a new way and still make money? So don't be scared to change the plan. Lastly, you know, don't be afraid to dream big. I think that's really important, you know, to dream big. You know, you can do it. The goal is to understand that you might not know all the answers straight away, but that's part of the beauty of being a business owner. It's the journey. So don't be scared. Like if it's out of your comfort zone or you feel a bit nervous, it's when you feel uncomfortable that you know it's a good sign, because you're learning and you're growing from it. Okay, so I just thought, as part of doing this, to make it a bit interactive, I don't know if everyone's got the sheets, but if everyone wanted to sit down and make a goal about what they'd like to achieve to feel more empowered. So I don't know if that's something we can do later or as a group, Tanya, or?
Why don't we write down something in the next couple of minutes, because we still got time. You've got to 7:45.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right.
And then we can share it afterwards when we go around. So
does everyone just want to take the time to do that now then? Yeah. Oops. So, you know, just think of one goal that you'd like to achieve to feel more empowered, because I've only got 2 more slides left, Tanya. So,
okay.
Yeah. So does everyone have the sheets? No. Oh, that makes it awkward. Okay. Well, you can get a piece of paper and just write down. I'd just like everyone to just sit down and have a think about, obviously there's been changes, and, you know, just think of one goal that you could take after looking at the slides that would help you feel more empowered. Does it mean like looking at doing your business plan, maybe setting a budget so you can sort of get yourself out of maybe some financial difficulties at the moment, or if your business has its, you know, reduced income, you know, how can you get through the next 6 months? How can you save some money? Or looking at getting some support or coaching, or looking at doing something for your mental well-being, which is also equally important. So just think of one goal that you can set that will make you feel empowered, and then maybe we can share that at the end. And then the next thing is, I think it's super important. Being empowered is also being educated. So doing continuous training is really important, because what happens is the more confident you are and the more self-worth you have, the more empowered you are. So I think having a look at, you know, obviously there's been some changes in the last few weeks. So looking at how you can train yourself or learn a new skill that's going to help you maybe start a new business, maybe help you get through your business challenges at the moment, or just, you know, change your direction in life in general. So have a think about potentially as a skill that you, or a training you can undertake to become more confident and more empowered. And that's it for me.
Great. Thanks for that, Alex. That was great. So again, we'll ask questions. Now we're going to move on to Tanya Fisher. Where are you, Tanya? There you are. Hello.
There we go.
Right.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I was going to share the document that I have on here, but I'm about to talk about financial well-being. So as soon as I put up a presentation that is anything to do with financial well-being, everybody's eyes will glaze over because it's numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about the facts, and hopefully that'll actually resonate a little bit more simply with you. And then I'm going to just go over a couple of things at the end that I think it's really important that everybody in this room particularly knows as well. So I work for Maxia. We actually take care of the salary packaging programs for quite a few people up in the Pilbara region. Most of government, Rio Tinto, Pacific Pacific Mining, Yarra Pilbara. There's a long, long list, and I won't go into all of them, but a significant proportion up there. Remote area benefits are the ability for you to be able to package your living costs, so your house or your rent, and to be able to get some sort of a taxation benefit off of it. The original legislation was brought in 1988, and it's taken this long for us to be able to make sense out of the legislation and to be able to put it into a workable format so that people can use it. So Maxi has been on a journey in the last 5 years to really be able to spread the word on this benefit. And the reason that we've been so passionate about this, or particularly me, because I tend to spearhead a lot of this, is because it has a benefit not only for people working for an organisation, but also the organisation themselves. And how much that benefit is and what type of benefit it is depends completely on the FBT status. So is everybody glazing now that I've mentioned the words FBT? I'm expecting people to start like nodding off and yawning and going to sleep. But it's really important that you understand how that works, because all of salary packaging and the benefits extended to employees are governed by some form of FBT legislation. And it's really important to understand how that works to be able to maximise what you can do. So we're currently working with Tanya and her team. We're going to be bringing them on board as customers, and I've given Tanya some calculations as to what we can do from them. They're very, very excited. But to give you an idea, for a standard organisation like Rio Tinto, if you've got someone that's on a good mining income of around about $140,000 a year, remote area housing benefits are delivering over $6,000 a year back into the pocket of an employee who's actually packaging the cost of the house or the mortgage interest on their home. So these are people working in a corporate environment and being able to package the salary cost of their homes, and it's providing quite a significant in-hand benefit. For smaller organisations in Karratha that is paying really high incomes to some of these employees that are actually packaging a remote area, it also means that for every dollar or for dollar that they're packaging, it's actually reducing the amount of payroll tax that they have to pay for the organisation. So it has enormous benefits for companies like Rio Tinto, and then also great benefits for smaller companies who are subject to quite aggressive payroll tax burdens. So if anyone's interested in having us sit down and go over what this means for them, then I will make sure that my contact details are spread out, and we can certainly help you on that. But let me just get into the area that I'm most passionate about. You heard me refer to FBT, and FBT governs everything. But in your area specifically, you've got quite a few people that work in the not-for-profit and the health sectors. Now, these people actually have access to additional salary packaging benefits that you would think we would have 100% uptake on, because they're simple, they're easily accessible. I should not say they're not always simple. They are simple when you've been working in it for about 8 years, but on the surface, you can get things up and running, and they can actually undertake these benefits, so that most of you people working for NFPs are often making about $200 extra a fortnight just by salary packaging what they're allowed to do. However, you couple this with the remote area housing benefits, and every person working for a not-for-profit should be earning $50,000 before they even start paying tax, okay? If they're working for health, they should be earning well in excess of $30,000 before they even start paying tax as well. It has a very, very significant benefit for people working in those sectors. And you would think on the basis of that we would have almost 100% uptake. And this is where I guess the women in Pilbara thing really resonated for me, because I need to share a couple of things with you. We salary package for not-for-profits and health all over WA. And we struggle, and we've got the most aggressive distribution system. By that I mean the biggest team of customer education managers that deliver on face-to-face, on-the-ground training with people to sit down and go over this and really clarify it. We have the biggest team, and we travel everywhere in the state. Well, when we're allowed to, and COVID hasn't actually grounded everybody, but normally we would go everywhere. We visit everywhere from Kununurra right through to Esperance and everything in between. And those towns that we don't get to, like the Mount Magnets and Meekatharras, because they tend to be a little bit off the beaten track, We have a very, very aggressive digital education system so that we reach our customers in those areas as well. We go everywhere. So you would expect that all of our customers that are in the not-for-profit or the health sector, given that they've got these automatic caps even without the remote area benefit, you would expect that we would have 100% participation. But let me just share a little bit with you. What we have is 87% of the workforce in aged care is female. 70% of workforce in disability services is female, and 75% of the workforce in the health sector is female. So what it means for those three sectors is that we really struggle to push participation to get it up to 80%. We have to be really aggressive and try and get out there and try and have conversations and overcome people who they have not a negative perception on salary packaging, but women, predominantly women, who are just terrified to talk about something that they find really confronting to get their head around, because it's numbers and it's math and it's just something that they're just not accustomed to dealing with. You contrast that to two other organisations that we actually do the salary packaging for, who are both working in the same sectors, but because of the specific areas that they're working in, they're predominantly male. And those two customers, we have participation rates of between 95 and 100%, purely and simply because of the demographics being predominantly male versus female. And this actually falls in line with what we know about salary packaging and superannuation and transition to retirement and women and their lack of balance when it comes to retirement time for women as well. We know that females, we know that any of the female dominated professions are reluctant to talk about money. They're reluctant to understand how taking care of a little bit on an ongoing basis can actually protect their future moving forward, and that applies to superannuation as well. And so we've done a lot of research on this because we're always trying to refine our education strategies as to how we actually reach more people with our client base, because we have a contracted relationship and a perceived responsibility to deliver education sessions to these sectors. And what happens is, what we found out is that boys are twice as likely as girls in high school level to actually undertake higher mathematics courses, despite there being no appreciable difference in the actual marks prior to them selecting those courses when they reach the end of high school. And then when you actually look at advanced math courses when they go into a university level, that figure worsens again. There's about 1/3 of women and 2/3 of them men are at university level in math. And a study in 2018 found that 29% of women surveyed claimed that using math and numbers made them feel anxious, as compared to only 13% of men. So women actually have a level of anxiety when it comes to taking care of their financial future. They feel intimidated, they feel ill-equipped to be able to undertake learning that will actually protect and provide them with a better situation in the future. And you compare that to 85% of men claim that they are generally confident when dealing with numbers, and it's less than 60% for women. So the one thing that I want to really share with you guys today is that we go to tremendous efforts to actually understand our demographics, because we have contracted relationships with the people that we actually service through salary packaging. But we are fighting a gender battle in the same way that you look at any other industry. We are literally trying to overcome prejudice and misinformation and a lack of education and a lack of confidence from women that we deal with every day. And yet in your area, in the Pilbara region, your employees in the Pilbara region that work in any of the not-for-profits or any of the health sector should be theoretically much better off than their counterparts working in the city. But because of a lack of education, a lack of understanding, and a shyness and a reticence to actually sit down and want to have a conversation about their financial future, then it just exacerbates the whole situation. And so you look at women in superannuation, because this has a flow-on effect. We talk about a reluctance to go into mathematical fields when they're young, a reluctance to talk about it during their working life, and that translates out to women currently retiring with 47% less superannuation. And that is significant in the sense that women do actually take time off for child rearing, we know that, and they tend to come back with part-time or casual positions afterwards because they have more childcare duties and rely on the income of a partner. There's a significant percentage. But women only receive 1/3 of government tax concessions on super as compared to men receiving 2/3 of it, which show us that men are actually actively working a system that they understand to get the concessions that they're eligible for, and women are not. And I've had first-hand experience of this. We throw transition to retirement joint sessions with superannuation companies, and we do information sessions, and we have full support of our client to advertise it out in some of the largest hospitals down here in WA, and we struggle to get 3 people in the room, because the people that are on shift on that day actually prioritise the care of the people they're taking care of over their own financial well-being, to take out half an hour to go on an education journey to better their situation. So this is an ongoing thing. So my communication to you is, we are here to help. We understand that women and some of the industries that women work in your region are going to be more severely compromised and less likely to want to extend out for our help. And there is so much assistance that's available through the remote area benefits scheme. And I'm not going to lie, it's not simple. It's not, but it is for someone like us. We deal with it every day, so we can actually simplify it. That's our job. Our job is not to know everything about FBT. Our job is to take a complex financial product and to be able to explain it in a way that it makes sense for a layman. You don't necessarily have to be an FBT expert to understand it. But when it comes to this particular product and salary packaging, can I just please all reiterate, if you work in predominantly female workforce, or in any of the health and not-for-profit sectors, please reach out, ask for our help. We're here to help, and we're here to assist, and we have a real passion for extending that into the Pilbara region. Thank you.
Thanks, Tanya. That was fantastic. Look, we have engaged with Tanya because obviously my girls and I are in a non-for-profit, and all we want to do is, I've got a great team, which I don't want to lose, but at the same time, we've got to make sure that during these times that we keep the chamber still rolling without giving a pay rise. And so we're trying to look at this after the chamber at the same time, as well as the staff. So our members are important, and so are our staff. And so thanks to Tanya, we can basically, it's a win-win situation as far as I'm concerned. So now we're going to go around the room. I want you to ask any of our presenters. So I'm going to get Kylianne, Tanya and Alex to be unmuted. And then I'm going to go around, and one by one, everyone can ask a question. So firstly, I'm going to go with the first person that's right next to me, and that's Jodie Porteous. So Jodie, do you have any questions?
No, I thought all 3 presenters touched on things that I needed to hear again today, so thank you, but no questions, sorry.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Caroline Taylor, how did you go? Did you enjoy your... Bit sticky, there you go.
Sorry, I had to confirm it. No, same, no questions. Yeah, appreciate everyone's time. Yeah, it's good to just listen in, and yeah.
Did you end up getting the worksheets?
Yes, I did. Yeah, thanks so much for that.
No worries. Thanks for that. Evelyn. Hi.
Hello. Hey guys. I just had a question for Kylianne. Obviously, with everything that's going on at the moment, your events are like suspended. But is there what's the next thing that you've got coming up, and sort of what are your ideas?
So at the moment, my hikes are still going ahead in November. So I've got spots left on that, so we'll see how we go. But if this continues to keep going, I in the past have run an online hike. So it was where I was able to replicate what happened on the Cape to Cape, convert it to steps, and had education and a community around it. And we fundraised for the Gidget Foundation, as we always do, for our hike. And so I was thinking the other day that that would be a good option if this continues to roll on, but we are able to freely move about again, as we've had some restrictions lift. Yeah, look, I've had lots going around in how I can help, but as school has not been on. I've tried to like limit the big ideas because I've had to be there for the kids and I have a lot of big ideas. But yeah, I've got some stuff, but I'm really, really hoping that the hikes will continue to go ahead. And the good thing about the cooler weather coming is that there may be the opportunity to do some local stuff, but we'll see how that goes.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Naomi. Oh, I'm gonna unmute you. There we go. Let's see. That work? There we go.
Hi. I have a question about one of your photos in your slides, Kylianne. Where do you go surfing? Denmark? Was that Green's pool in one of the photos?
So
totally really not business related. Sorry, Tanya.
No, that's fine. I love to share where I've been because they're magical places and I seek them out. So the one I think you're referring to is where I'm staying on the headland and there's two. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Bald Head Trail, which is actually in Albany. So I spent 5 weeks traveling the deeper south coast. I'm from Bustleton originally, so traveling down that way, Denmark, Greenpool. Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So we did heaps of time in Denmark. Anyhow, and then my real question was around business goals and business setting. I guess my business can't be delivered online. My business is a solid product, but it's definitely I definitely have to look into like the web, like producing the website side of things and setting that side of my product line up. So that was going to be my goal for the next 6 months. Yeah.
So like looking at selling some products online
just offering it. No, I do a little bit of that now, but offering the products themselves online through a web-based sales and even just free delivery around town or dropping off.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
But yeah, I can't do Zoom meetings or anything like that, unfortunately.
It's a shame.
There's heaps of you go.
I was going to say I can definitely give you Alex's details and you can talk more about online. Because that's more it's going to be Alex is going to, I think Alex can help you with a longer answer with how to set your business up online, because I think you've got amazing products.
Yeah, and I also offer a free hour call, so you can just give me a call and we can have a chat. There's no obligation, there's no expectation, but it might be good just to bounce some ideas and be able to just soundboard some of the ideas that you have. And it's always good to have support, especially during these times. It can be quite lonely, and being stuck in your mind of what to do. Having someone there for you is important. So I'm going to extend that to you if you like, for a free hour session if you just want to give me a call and we can go through that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure.
Thanks, Naomi. Kelly, how are you going? There we go. Can you hear us? Oh, I can't hear you. Have you got your volume button going up? Oh, muted again. There we go. Can you hear me now? Or do you want to chat in the chat box down the bottom? Yeah.
I don't think she's got a microphone.
Yeah, that's. So if you type a message, and Kelly, while you're typing that message, I'll go to Renal. And
hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks.
My question is for Kylianne. I'm interested with, you shared a little bit about your own journey and then how that's kind of turned into business now as well. what inspired you to take your own story? Because I think that's something that can be really vulnerable to you, something that's so close to home for you. What inspired you to do that? And has there been times where it's felt, where maybe you thought you wish you hadn't, or you felt like you're very vulnerable?
Great question. So I believe that by opening up and being very vulnerable gives other people the permission to do the same. So by myself stepping up and having that maybe small act of courage by sharing something that's very vulnerable to me, sort of I can hand out a little bit of courage to people that maybe don't have it right now. So they can either resonate with what I'm saying and then come to me personally and open up, or they can spark, moments of connection like that can spark such powerful sources of growth. And that's really what was all about Move to Mental Health, or any business prior to that, because I've had a few that sort of rolled over into this one. But yeah, that's really what it's been about. And I was lucky enough to be mentored in the fitness industry. That's where I do a lot of my public speaking and education, to storytell. And I really fell in love with that, as much as it's been a challenge and very stressful for me at times. I wouldn't say that the vulnerability part of that has played a role. It's been the output of energy, because I give everything to it. And what isolation's really taught me is that it's okay not to be perfect. And so I've been able to show up a little bit more raw, if that's at all possible, because I was pretty raw before. But yeah, so that's where Move to Mental Health came from. It's really just on the premise of being able to share so that others have the permission to do the same.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nora. So, Dava, I can see you're waiting with anticipation.
Yeah, no, I don't have any questions
Oh.
for anybody. Sorry, Tanya. I've really enjoyed listening, though. I've gotten a lot out of it. I've taken like a ton of notes, like pages on your notepad, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Cheers.
Yeah, so I'm going to take away a lot from tonight. Particularly around, like, I've spoken to you about this a million times. I'm considering a midlife crisis, a midlife career change. And I think it's now, listening to you ladies speak, I need to put down on paper some goals around that and maybe see whether it's financially viable for my family. I've just turned 40, by the way, so I need to really consider whether that's something that we can afford to do.
41 here. Join the club.
So yeah, you've given me the inspiration to follow that through.
Well, I'll keep you accountable.
That's what we need to do. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Dava. Michael.
Yep. See, my story is I basically started Osprey Legal when I was a primary carer of a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. So, and that was jumping into the unknown. And so a lot of the stuff you guys have discussed tonight, it's actually very relevant to me, even though so in many ways I've played the female role up here with my wife, my ex-wife being the primary owner, so you know what I mean? It's been very relevant. I think my experience with Osprey Legal has been, every single box you guys have talked about tonight. It's very hard as well. I found it very hard. I've been lately I've been wondering whether I should carry it on, but I will be, just because I can't think of anything else to do, to be honest. But it's been very good. Thank you very much. But I guess it's just an observation that I've gotten a lot out of it. I think the first speaker said, definitely jump at the unknown, because there's no way I could have known Osprey Legal to be 7 years old when I started in 2013. So, and I know that I now know that if I can run a legal practice for 7 years, I can basically make it run indefinitely if I want to. It's just a question of whether I want to. So, and if I hadn't made that jump 7 years ago, then I wouldn't know that now. So I'm glad I made the jump. I don't know whether it's going to continue, but yeah, definitely challenges. So.
Can I just quickly ask what legal services you offer?
Well, the best way, just go to ospreylegal.com.au. I've actually had an ISP since 2007. I've had if you go to ospreylegal.com.au, it sort of looks very pretty at the moment. It's like a gallery of Pilbara photos at the moment.
Beautiful.
Part of the struggle is like, is there any point of me building this, or I'm going to continue if I'm going to not continue Osprey Legal? So, but I'm about to fill it out with information, and but yeah, everything I've done in the last 7 years is pretty much there. Yeah, I just need to fill in the gaps, and there's a lot of them.
Well, as a business coach and advisor, you always need good legal people beside you. So I'll be super curious to jump on your website and have a look what you do and connect.
I'm primarily family law, but like magistrate stuff, civil stuff, business stuff. I don't do much business stuff, but I'm always willing to put in the time to learn something if I know it's going to be helpful in the future. So yeah.
All right, I'll definitely check you out. Thank you.
Actually, one of the things that was discussed tonight is always educate yourself.
Yeah.
As a lawyer in a small town, the education's pretty well consistent. I mean, there's always new problems coming up that people can't find a lawyer for.
So it's a good learning curve.
Oh, it's never ending, especially with two kids running around. So,
thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
I'm going to go up to you, Nava. Can you hear me? Oh, there you are. Oh, dear.
Hello, I'm on. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
She's not showing her face tonight.
No, I've got wild hair and too many animals around me. So yeah, I'm just really, this was a fantastic opportunity because we actually have quite a number of you that will be our future presenters for the Grow Local program. So this was a really great chance to see you guys in action, and it's just filled me full of amazing positivity, and I really look forward to seeing. So we will be seeing Alex later in the month of May, and Kylianne will be seeing in June, and Tanya will be actually seeing in our schedule next year. So yeah, guys, this has been a really wonderful opportunity, and it's been really insightful and very informative. So thank you very much for your time and effort.
Thanks, Nava. No questions?
No questions.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Alida. I'm going to unmute you now, if I can. Yes, there we go. Hi.
Hello, everyone. I don't have any questions. I really enjoyed everything. I think everything that Kylianne said really resonated with me. I think I was like literally just saying to Bridget today that my boss, for those who don't know, that in the last couple of years in really tough situations, particularly work-wise, when I've been leaning into it and leaning into trying to find, I guess, the lesson, or I guess even when I haven't, I've kind of gotten to the point now where I'm like, wow, like I am such a different person, and I'm all the better for it because I lent into it and I didn't kind of give into fear and run off. And so everything that she said really resonated with me. And then I guess the point that was just made, that being true to yourself, I guess, in your own business, that kind of resonated with me as well, because that's something that I've trying to come into in my own business in the last like 6 months. And since I've been trying, it's I guess it's kind of made all the change. It's made so much change, and it's made a huge difference in terms of opportunity and connecting with people who are on the same wavelength, and also giving myself permission to say no, because whatever was happening or being, the opportunity being put in front of me wasn't necessarily aligned with my vision and my mission for my business. And I kind of got to the point where I was like, that's okay. And that was really empowering for me. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I just want to touch base on that. That's really important, being able to say no. I know that, especially when you're starting up in business, you want to say yes to everything because you think you should. but you really got to set firm boundaries, know what you're worth, know what your vision is, what your mission is. And you know what, there's almost like tests come, and you know, people come into your life to test you, and it's a good to be able to go, actually, no, you're not right for me. This is what I'm going to do. And again, that makes you more empowered, right? So, you know, always trust your gut feeling when it comes to business. If something doesn't feel right, be okay to say no, because there'll be something even more magical that's going to come in for you and reward you. So that's, you know, that's really good that you picked that up quite early in your business. That's a really good skill.
Fantastic. No, that's good advice. Thanks for that, Alex. Hi, Erin. How are you?
Hello. Hi. Hi. Sorry, there was no video before. I was getting attacked by 2-year-olds for a little while. I missed a bit of Kylianne's speech talk earlier, so that was actually sad because I was really keen to hear all of her story. I was enjoying that, but I liked what I heard and I'm keen to find out more. And I don't have any questions, so to speak, but I think Alita really hit the nail on the head for me too. A lot of those things were the same takeaways I got, and also being quite new as a startup. It's been really exciting and a great journey so far, but yeah, just being wary of remembering to put my own well-being and my family's well-being at the forefront of some of my decisions, and making sure that I do it the right way for me before, because I'm a bit of a yes person, before I get sucked into too many great opportunities that are coming my way, but could lead to a bit of stress and therefore not enjoying it as much. But yeah, thank you to everyone, and looking forward to following up on a few of those points that we discussed today too. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Erin. Thanks. Hi, April. How are you going? April? Terrible. This button just doesn't work sometimes. I bet you April's pushing the button at the same time I'm pushing the unmute.
One person.
Yeah. This doesn't want to. Ah, there we go. No? Just made my screen bigger. I will move to Shanae. Shantae. No, that's not wanting to work either. Okay, I might have to get everyone to unmute themselves. Not everyone, but I mean, April, can you unmute yourself, please? No? Cassie, are you there? Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so sorry. I missed most of tonight. So I messaged Carla and I'm going to just watch it all on catch up, because I had annoyingly a double up. I had a basketball WA AGM on tonight, which was rather boring. But I would have much rather been on this. So sorry, I have missed everything, but I will watch it all back tomorrow. And if I've got any questions, I'll just email the girls involved.
So I'm almost tempted to ask you about basketball. Is it back on?
Yeah.
Are they going to have the finals?
No, we're not. No.
Yeah.
Tonight was basketball WA, so the main body in Perth, and it doesn't look like it's going to come on for a while. So we'll probably have to leave it for netball to take over, because we share the venue, obviously. So we don't want to encroach on their season. So we think we're just going to have to call it, which is a bummer. But anyway, yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Cassie. And yeah, you'll see it shortly anyway.
Sure will. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Ree.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hello. I'm just good. I'm just feeding Dakota, so I thought
I knew you were going to say that.
She had her needles today, so she keeps putting the sheet up, and I thought I really don't want to share my boobs with everybody tonight. So. But I do have a question for Alex. I was wondering, as a speaker at the Grow Local, do you think there will be opportunity in the future to start or stress the importance of a women's networking sort of mentoring group?
Tanya, do you want to answer that? Or, I mean, Ultimately, I'm going to be running a mastermind, but that's going to be purely for women who want to basically grow a business online. So that's where my focus will be. But I mean, in terms of being able to network and mentor, I think you can always do that. You can find a couple of champions that you can work with. I call them accountability partners. So even outside, the Grow Local program, you can find buddies as you attend these events and, be able to set goals with each other, work with each other. But I think definitely staying connected is super important. As we've seen, being isolated and being in business in general, it can be really lonely. And when things aren't going as you want them to be going, no one talks about that. So I think it is important to find your tribe of women that you can trust, that you can go to. They won't necessarily have all the answers, but I think it's very important to have that sense of community. I think it's probably what every woman looks for in business, hence why I've developed my mastermind, because I wanted to connect women together to support each other in that journey in business, because we all know, even as a startup, whether you're growing your business, whether you want to scale your business, it can be daunting and it can be lonely. So I think, friendship and support is essential. I can't stress that enough. So, yeah, but definitely, stay connected while you attend the events for sure. There's always opportunities.
Awesome, thank you. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, and thank you for our little treat as well. That was amazing.
Oh, I'll thank Blanche Bar for that, because they did do a great job.
Yeah, I had to fight my kids off for it.
Oh,
yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Marie. Hi, Sandy. How are you? There we go. Oh, shivers. Oh, I thought I got rid of everybody there. That was just terrible. There we go.
That's one. Yep. Me, as soon as I unmuted.
My screen just jumped and I jumped with it. So, yeah, anyway, how are you going?
I just wanted to say thanks to everyone, and this is one of the very rare opportunities that I get to be involved with Chamber of Commerce events, because even though my business is based in Karratha, I live in Perth. So if you do see my face around, please come and say hello. I'm a long-term resident of the Pilbara. I still come up quite regularly. So I only see a few of you every now and then. I wanted to just say thanks to Kylianne. I was a client of Kylie's about 9 years ago. Thank you so much. It's lovely as the business has grown. It's awesome. I hope one day I might be able to get onto one of your events, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Oh my gosh. Hello.
Yeah, you were my PT for a little while there.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
And Alex, it was nice to meet you. I've been on a business journey the last year, so it's great to see someone doing that journey in Karratha, because it was lacking for a very long time. So
well, I actually am based in Perth, but I do
Okay.
but in saying that, I do have quite strong ties to Pilbara. I love going up there, and do work a lot with businesses up there. But yes.
I'm sorry, I've just lost my note at the back.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yes. Well, thank you, because I do know myself as a businesswoman in the Northwest. It was very remote, and it was very lonely for a long time. And I think just having other people getting in touch with each other and connecting is fantastic. And with Tanya, I would like to catch up with Tanya at some stage. My business is in the construction industry. I'm obviously, there's only 3 of us to 12 men, so we're a bit on our lonely side. But I do want to have a look at that, some of that fringe benefit tax, remote housing type scenario, because obviously it does resonate with us keeping our staff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I recently made some decisions with, especially my admin staff. I've just chosen people that have lived in the area and are not going anywhere, because it is a very difficult area to keep staff. So thank you very much, and thank you for letting me have say.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining us, Annie. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Say hi to Travis as well. So,
Oh, well, I've just gone back to Karratha, so
has
left
he?
home. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping. Yeah, we've still got it penciled in for the 27th of May for the business breakfast.
Oh, yep.
Pending what's happening in our life. So, and putting it out there that when the ban's been lifted fully, we'll be the first one on the block. Within a week, we would have organised a business after ours as well. So be prepared, because I think we all need it. So now I'm going to move on to Shana. Hi, Shana.
Hi, did that work?
Yes, it did.
Oh, God. Oh, that's great. I don't have any questions, but what I really do love seeing is obviously through our partnership and what this brings to all the, you know, to all the women in the town and the gentlemen online as well. So no, it's been really value adding, and I really love the work that you girls do over there at KDCCI. I'm a big advocate for you guys, and what I do love about the Pilbara Women's Networking Group is, you know, it also takes addresses the needs of the women in our town that aren't part of industry and that are that have the businesses at home and things like that. So I really enjoyed listening to everyone's stories tonight. Really enjoyed everyone's talks and speeches. Very much didn't even realise half of this was in our backyard. So it's really positive. And Kylianne, your story was amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Very inspired by your talk there. So no, I really hope that through Woodside and KDCCI we can keep these going, because these are very much value adding for everyone.
Thanks for that, Shana. Thank you everyone for attending. I will be sending, or actually Christina will be sending everyone out a Survey Monkey tomorrow morning. I'd really love everyone to answer the questions. And there's also a $50 Try Local voucher. So for instance, Evelyn. So Evelyn's shop's actually on the Try Local voucher. So the cool change. And there's a few others out there as well. So please, we want to support local. We want to support businesses, especially at this time. Yarra's just bought over $10,000 worth of Try Local vouchers. So keeping a lookout for those as well. And yes, if you can answer the survey so that we can try and meet your expectations. All we want to do is the best by our community. That's what we're here for. We're here to help and support all of our business, especially at a time like this. Also, great news, our website is up and running now. So that's kdcci.com.au. If you go in there, Carla, she's not on screen at the moment, but Carla sent everybody out an email. If you haven't received that email, it's from March, so last month. If you haven't got it, give us a call. We need to update your details. We've got tags in there, so depending if you're like a construction business, Sandy, you can type in all the different things that you offer. So the whole reason why we've done up the business portal is so the likes of Woodside, Rio, Yarra, all the majors can actually jump into our business portal, type in what they're looking for, and then up will pop your business. And then they can make contact with you. Also the fact, depending on your level of sponsorship, membership, depends on if they can actually look at your capability statement as well. So it's going to be the one-stop shop. So yeah, thank you again for everyone attending. And tomorrow morning we've got our coffee catch up at 10 a.m. with Kevin Michelle. So if you'd like to attend, jump on board, and just it's on the Eventbrite page or our Facebook page, and give Kevin some hard yakking questions about the stimulus package, because he's wanting to hear from you. All right, I can see Sandy laughing her head off. Anyway, have a great night, and thank you again, Kylianne, Alex and Tanya. We really appreciated everything. I will also put out the contact details. So Sandy, I'll give you Tanya's contact details as well so that you can touch base. And I will also, I've got Naomi to touch base with Alex, but if anybody else wants to have a 1 hour power session with Alex, let me know and I can put you in contact. She's actually left her email address there as well.
Yeah.
But if you don't get it, give us a call and I can hand it over to you. So
And
good
thanks,
night,
Tanya.
everyone. Ladies. No problem, Alex. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See ya. Bye.
Have a great night. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me, and I hope I can come back to another one of these later. So.
You did great. Good on you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.